Hey, Washington Commanders fan. You already know that we're all pumped for the new season, and today's news is going to stir things up even more. That's right. You've heard it. Jayden Daniels, the new talent everyone's been watching, is set to debut in the first preseason game against the New York Jets. But before you jump out of your seat, stick around because I'm going to give you all the details, including some explosive news with exclusive details that you won't want to miss. And if you love staying on top of the latest Commanders news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and give us a like to help us out. I probably don't even need to tell you how big this moment is for all of us. We've all been waiting to see what Jayden Daniels can do when he hits the field, and preseason is the perfect opportunity for him to start proving his worth. Of course, we know this comes with its risks. After all, putting a promising rookie like Daniels on the field so early could be risky, especially if he ends up getting injured. But let's be honest, what better way for him to gain rhythm and experience than by facing a team like the Jets right off the bat? Daniels knows that NFL football is a game of ups and downs, and he's more than ready to take on the challenge. As a fan, I couldn't be more excited. Watching our promising QB get his first real taste of NFL action is something few teams get to experience this early, and he's got fire in his eyes. Daniels declared, "I just love playing football, so I'm happy about this." You can feel the energy, right? He knows that every minute on the field is a golden opportunity to gain experience and prove he could be the future of the Commanders. And look, I don't know about you, but I'm counting the days to see this guy in action. The anticipation is high, and honestly, who wouldn't be excited about this? And there's more. Even though we don't know exactly how long Daniels will stay on the field, just the thought of seeing him play is enough to keep us on the edge of our seats. Imagine the adrenaline of watching our diamond in the rough, showing his skills against a team that, while likely not fielding their main players, still represents an NFL-level challenge. This game is going to be a real test for him. It will be the moment we see how he performs in a real game scenario, with the pressure of an eager fan base and the expectations of an entire team on his shoulders. Speaking of details, let me tell you a secret. It's in the preseason that we start to see who really has the potential to shine. The competition might not be as fierce as in the regular season, but it's here that the true talents begin to emerge. Seeing Daniels go up against an NFL defense, even if it's not the Jets' starting lineup, is the kind of thing that could define his future with the Commanders. And believe me, we'll be there to watch every moment of this story unfold. On the other hand, we need to be realistic. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. What happens if Daniels doesn't live up to the expectations? Well, things could get complicated. The pressure on him is enormous, and we know that the window for a rookie quarterback to show results can be short. Even Dan Quinn himself will be evaluated based on how he handles this situation. Imagine the media storm that could descend on him if Daniels doesn't have a good performance. That's why every move our QB makes will be scrutinized, and that's where things could get tense. But let's keep things positive because Daniels' energy is contagious. He's excited and ready for the challenge, and that's what matters most. Seeing the determination in his eyes when he talks about his debut is inspiring. "I'm going to play. At least I have the opportunity to go out there and play, so I'm excited about it," he said. This kind of attitude is exactly what we want to see in a player who could become the face of the franchise. And honestly, it's impossible not to root for him. Daniels has the chance to make history, and we'll be there, in the stands or in front of the TV, cheering for every step he takes towards greatness. Now the question remains. How will Dan Quinn manage Daniels' playing time? Will he let Daniels stay on the field long enough to build confidence, but without risking injury? Or will he be more cautious, giving our rookie just a few minutes to get a feel for the NFL? These decisions are crucial, not just for Daniels' development, but for the team's future as a whole. This is one of those situations where every choice could have a long-term impact, and we're all curious to see how it will play out. So tell me, fan, how do you think Jayden Daniels will fare in this first game? Will he show that he's the future of the Commanders? Or will he need more time to mature? Leave your opinion in the comments. Now, get ready because our next story is going to be explosive. We know the team has been investing heavily in defense, and now there's another major reinforcement coming straight from Alabama. But hold on, keep that excitement in check because I'm going to tell you all the details. You'll understand why this signing is much more than just a new name on the roster. So go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, because you won't want to miss any of this analysis. Let's start by talking about Taylor Stallworth, the new name that just landed in Washington. If you're thinking he's just another player joining the roster, let me tell you a bit about this guy's journey. Stallworth was a standout at Murphy High School and got his shot in the NFL playing for several franchises. This guy has been with no fewer than 8 teams in his career. It might seem like he's the typical journeyman player, but you'd be mistaken to think that. Stallworth has a background that few have and brings experience that could be exactly what the Commanders need to further solidify this defensive line. But why did Washington go after Stallworth? The answer lies in his deep roots in Alabama football. For those who don't know, the Commanders already have 3 defensive tackles who came from there: Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and Fedarian Mathis. All of these guys have a solid background and were molded at one of the best universities for defenders in the country. Adding Stallworth is like closing the circle, creating a defensive core with natural chemistry that could pay off quickly. Now, Stallworth's signing is not an isolated coincidence. It fits perfectly with the team's philosophy and the strategic choices the Commanders have been making. If we look at the second round of the 2024 draft, the team took a gamble on defensive tackle Johnny Newton from Illinois, a promising player, but who unfortunately had to undergo 2-foot surgeries during the offseason. This created some uncertainty about the depth of the roster in this position. So bringing in Stallworth was a smart move to maintain the quality and stability of the defensive line. And if you think this guy is coming off a quiet season, I'm going to surprise you. In 2023, Stallworth started the year on the Carolina Panthers practice squad, but was released in September. From there, it was a roller coaster of franchises. He went through the Houston Texans, Tennessee Titans, and even the 49ers, not to mention the multiple moves between practice squads and injured reserve lists. In one of these stints, he even got injured and had to leave the season early, which raised some concerns about his physical condition. Despite all this movement, what stands out is Stallworth's resilience. This guy doesn't give up and always finds a way to get back into the league. That says a lot about his character and determination, qualities that can be extremely valuable for a team like the Washington Commanders. He knows he's entering a competitive environment, but he also knows he has the chance to prove his worth on a team that's on the rise. And let's be honest, this could be the turning point in his career. One thing we need to keep an eye on is how Stallworth will fit into this group of Alabama defenders. With Allen and Payne already established as pillars of the defense and Mathis looking for his place, the dynamic between them will be crucial. If these guys can build chemistry, we might be on the verge of seeing one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. And that, my friends, could be the difference the Commanders need to go far this season. Now let's talk a bit about the behind-the-scenes action. Stallworth's signing was announced without many details, which raises some questions. For example, the terms of the contract weren't disclosed. This could mean that the team wants to keep some strategy under wraps or that they're waiting to see how he performs before committing to a longer deal. Either way, it's something we need to keep an eye on. Stay tuned because there might be more to come. And speaking of keeping up, this is where I want to make you an offer. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, now's the time. We'll be covering every Commander's move, analyzing every play, and of course, bringing you all the news this team is up to this season. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on the notifications because I'm sure you won't want to miss a thing. Now back to the topic. There's something that intrigues me. With Stallworth signing, are we seeing a paradigm shift in the Commanders' defense? His arrival further strengthens the Alabama core, but also brings a big responsibility. He's not just a reinforcement, but a piece that could change the course of our defense. And look, I know some of you might be thinking that this signing is just another risky bet. After all, Stallworth had a tough 2023 season with injuries and little playing time. But that's where I see the value in this signing. Stallworth is the kind of player who has everything to surprise. He's been through ups and downs, and if he can stay healthy, he could be a key name in the defensive rotation. And on a team that values defense as much as the Commanders do, having quality options on the bench is essential to maintaining the level throughout the season. If there's one thing we've learned over the last few years, it's that defense wins championships. And with this reinforced defensive line, the Commanders are preparing to do just that. Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne have already shown their beasts on the line, and now with Stallworth and Mathis, the expectation is that this line will become even more impenetrable. Just imagine the pressure these guys are going to put on opposing quarterbacks. This is what we need, a team that commands respect and leaves no room for opponents. But it's not just the defense we need to keep an eye on. This behind-the-scenes movement also tells us a lot about what the management is planning for the future. Investing in players with a common connection, like those who came out of Alabama, could be an attempt to create a sense of unity and camaraderie within the team. And that, my friends, could be the difference that leads us to a winning season. It's not just talent that wins games, it's the chemistry between players, it's teamwork.